still with the weird 80s hair. It is still, what is today? Monday, April 21st. And I am enjoying my, where is it? Pink Delirium that one of my dear friends brought me for my housewarming yesterday, Easter, right? Had this post LA marathon where I completed 20-ish, well, 19.75 miles to be exact, because as a runner, we always love exact mileage, don't we? So anyways, I'm enjoying my beer that I had post-race. Well, this isn't it, but I had it on tap, right? And I jumped on here again to talk about anxiety, right? Because I've been going through a lot of health fucking shit, right? And I do what I call hewing, right? So, see, this is my current project, right? So therapeutic, I mean, of course, it's adult coloring, but I call it hewing because why not? Hashtag hewing. Sounds, I mean, to me, better. And then all of a sudden, like, it's evening time. My anxiety seems to get worse in the evening time as of late. I'm not really sure what this is about. And what time is it? It is 5:23. But all of a sudden I'll be doing that and I get a hit of anxiety, like panic. Anyone who's perimenopause, like, does that happen to you? And it's like, I know there's nothing for me to be panicked about. I mean, I have an amazing life. I have an amazing patio. And so I don't know what's happening in my body. I don't know if it's, I think of a thought or what, like, I'm in the middle of doing something and maybe my mind shifts to a person, place, or thing. And then fucking anxiety. I'm sensitive to energies, so sometimes I don't know. Like, is it my energy? Am I sorry, I'm moving around a lot. Am I picking up on somebody else? It's very frustrating and scary because, you know, if you're not careful, if you have anxiety and get those panics, they can be strong. And I think I've shared the other day, I had 2 pretty strong panic attacks. I don't know. Anybody going through perimenopause, that's the only thing I can associate it with, unless it's something energetically. And then, well, what do you do if you're spiritual and you get like energetic anxiety? Because if this is not mine, fuck that, and fuck you, whoever you are giving me this energy, because I don't want it. I really don't. If it's a message that needs to come through in any other way, I ask Spirit to send it to me, fucking deliver it at my door. I don't know, but any other way than in my body. And speaking of body, does anyone else have, I don't know what to call it, paranormal came to mind. It's not paranormal, but where you kind of have sexual energy and orgasm without being stimulated, because that happens to me, and I don't think it's my energy, because I mean, I don't know, it could be, but I'm not feeling any type of way when it comes on, and I will tell you, it's very strong. And when I was going through spiritual awakenings back in September of 24, it was very intense. Yeah. And hold on, I just had to sneeze twice, so whatever that was about. So having, I call it spiritual or non-physical orgasm, that came on extremely strong for me this afternoon, and I don't mind sharing this. I mean, if I'm going through it, somebody else fucking has experienced it, and I looked it up, and it is a thing. It does happen with non-stimulation orgasm. I feel like maybe my sacral center is being activated, but it's almost like it was feral, almost unbearable. And to be honest with you, the spiritual orgasm was way better than the physical orgasm. So that's fucking mind-blowing to me, right? Because, you know, after a while, it seriously became too much in my body. Like, I was like, you know, like I could have fucking like bit a hole through the sheets kind of a thing. So it's frustrating on so many levels, and I would love to hear from people like, can anyone else identify with this, right? First of all, I assume it's perimenopause with the anxiety. I don't know. It could be spiritual. It could be something else. I don't know. I did have a conversation with my inner children this afternoon in regards to some things. And, excuse me, this might be a huge confirmation. I think there's some trauma. Things I don't know are not brought to my awareness physically here. Protection. I mean, I've dealt with trauma. I've had, you know, I don't need to go into it, but I've dealt with trauma, and there's some unknown things that, you know, I don't know. Perhaps I need to reach out to my therapist, who I haven't. I mean, you know, I keep in touch with her occasionally, but I haven't had a session in quite a while. Perhaps it might be time for that. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, this is how I process, and so I'm processing, and I'm enjoying my Pink Delirium beer. Thank you to my dear friend who brought it for me. And it was better, not better, but it was, man, I fucking downed that shit post-race. I was so thirsty. But I'm enjoying it now in my own home, so thank you. And if you can identify with anything I've said and have any insight on how to deal with evening anxiety, I don't know what it's about. I don't know if it's a person, place, thing, an event that's happened that I'm not cognizantly aware of, if it's perimenopause. I mentioned earlier that I have had a lot of health issues, which I have, getting better day by day. Man, it just blows my mind. If you don't have, for me, if I don't have my health, fuck everything else. And, you know, I'll still classify myself as an athlete, right? Because I am a triathlete and a marathon runner, half Ironmanist, and attempted 2 full Ironmans. So, you know, I finished the bike and got on both, and got to the run on one. So I know that I am a fucking strong person on so many levels, but I don't understand this anxiety that's coming up for me. It's scary, and to anybody, I will feel like I want to cry. To anybody who deals with anxiety on a daily basis, I feel for you. I truly, in my heart, feel for you. It's some of the scariest shit that I think I've dealt with. And like I said, I was hewing, and all of a sudden it just comes on, and it's like, Lisa, you have everything in your life. You have amazing friends. Anything and anyone who's supposed to be in your life will be. There's nothing missing from my life. And I'm like, so I'm trying to analyze and feel like what this could be, and I don't know, but I feel like it's an anticipation of something. Like, I know so many amazing things are falling into my life and coming into my life and my surroundings. And there's a hummingbird. Oh my God, can I just share with you that there was a hummingbird at my grill earlier, and it came over to my chair, and it hovered like literally like right here. It was so beautiful. It was incredible. You know, the universe speaks to me and to you as well. Speaks, you know, the world speaks to us in many, many, many different ways. I'm blessed, or perhaps cursed. Not so much a curse anymore, but it used to be. I'm learning to navigate it better, to understand things on a deeper level, and to just know. How do you explain something you're born with, right? A deeper knowing. it's almost like it feels like something's missing in my life. And I don't feel like anything is missing, but it feels like something's missing. I don't know how else to explain it. The energy is just really weird lately, and I'm gonna say it's been very difficult for me, especially with my health and being anxious about that. This thing in my throat fucking scared the shit out of me. And apparently it's something glossal, thoroglossal duct cyst thing that the woman diagnosed at the urgent care. I mean, I didn't go to an ENT, so I don't know for sure, right? And navigating that without health insurance currently. And but you know what? I know I'm taken care of. God takes care of me no matter what. So it's just having that blind faith, and sometimes that blind faith is probably the most difficult thing to have. And not doing the weed and the gummies, my body, there's something in my body that it doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well. And the smoking thing, look, no disrespect to anybody who smokes or puts anything into their lungs, but my brother passed away from COPD. So for me to physically put something in my body that is like an inhalation of smoke is, it's like a fucking oxymoron, right? At the same time, in the beginning, it brought me closer to him in a way, because he and I mean, we might have smoked weed once or twice in my life. I don't even remember. Yeah, and speaking of, I had a dream about him last night. I'm gonna get emotional, and that's okay. I'm not really sure what the meaning of the dream was, and I hope it wasn't prophetic in a way, because it was in a hospital, and sometimes my visions come to me in a way that isn't literal. I guess I'll share something extremely personal that I've never shared publicly. So before my brother died, I had a dream about my neighbor when I lived in Florida. I had a dream about her, that she was on her couch and she passed away. And then there's something about like this folder of like paperwork. So the dream itself, I mean, the dream was whatever it was, but it was the feeling, which maybe is confirmation that I didn't have that feeling of dread when I woke up. So I'm glad I speak to the fucking camera. But before my brother passed, I had this dream, and then the feeling that came with it was strong. So strong that I was looking out the window like, where's my neighbor? Where's my neighbor? Are they home? Are they home? And instead of reaching out to her and being like, hey, I had like some weird fucking dream. Are you okay? Like I didn't reach out. This is a hard one for me. And then my brother passed. And anyone who is intuitive, psychic, into whatever the fuck you want to label it, okay? The messages are not always linear. And hold on. So they're not always linear, and they don't always make complete sense in the 3D world. But that feeling I had was so strong. So when this is very hard to talk about. When he passed, and I realized that's what that dream was, there was a level of perhaps guilt or something where I should have known. There was other signs, too personal to tell, which everything in the end, fucking hindsight, goddamn this fucking hindsight. My tears are salty. Yay, because I probably had too much sodium. hindsight is everything, right? And my therapist had said, Lisa, if you were supposed to save him, you would have. And I believe that. I believe that. And obviously, suffering from COPD, he was having a difficult time. His quality of life wasn't as awesome as it could or should have been. And, you know, we weren't super close. We didn't keep in contact often. That doesn't matter. You know, losing a sibling is still a fucking loss. So, to have dreamt of him last night was pretty cool. And of course I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean? Isn't the rest of my family okay? Anyways, I know I started talking about smoking weed, and holy fuck, I've been talking for 15 minutes. I feel like I fucking time warped or some shit. And I jumped on here about anxiety. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The anxiety comes on so quick. And it's like, you know what? My life has always unfolded perfectly, and everything has always unfolded perfectly. So I'm not missing anything. I don't know what this feeling is, and it's very frustrating to not understand. So if anyone has any fucking pointers, I would love to hear them.